Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make an Olive Garden garlic homemade Alfredo sauce copycat recipe. It's going to be so good. You may even like it even better, and it's super simple. So stick around and I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. Okay guys, so the very first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting off by cooking our noodles. I got some Salini noodles here, or Salentini noodles, however you say it, but I know Olive Garden calls them cavatappi, and that is our favorite noodle, so that is what I'm going to be cooking today. I'm going to get this started first. Okay, now that I got our water boiling back here, it's just about ready for me to put the noodles in, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to jump right in and show you how to make the sauce. Alright, so here's everything that we're going to be using for this simple recipe. Don't worry about looking at all these right now. I just wanted to show you real quick, and I'm going to show you each one step by step. Very first step to this, we're going to melt this whole stick of butter. Next up, we're going in with a whole 8 ounce of cream cheese, and I'm going to cut this up into little cubes and throw this right in with the butter. Okay, now it's time to put in our heavy whipping cream. We're going to be putting in the whole 16 ounces or 1 pint of our heavy whipping cream in with our butter and our cream cheese. And we're going to stir this up until everything is nicely melted. We're going to keep this on a high to medium temperature. So for this step, it can take about 5 to maybe even 10 minutes depending on how hot your stove actually gets. But you want to just keep on stirring it so that way it has a nice and smooth texture. Okay, so this Alfredo sauce is already at the consistency about what I want it to be. I'll give you a close-up on that so you can see. Then now I'm going to start adding in our spices. Okay, so here's about how thick you want your sauce to be. And all of the cream cheese chunks and everything are all melted, so now it is ready for the seasonings. Starting off, we're going to be starting with a teaspoon of fresh minced garlic. I'm using it from a jar. You can mince up your own if you want to, but I'm just taking the easy way out of this and doing it from the jar. So we're going to put this right in. This is the first thing we're going to put in, so that way it has time to simmer and to basically like ferment into the sauce. Now that I got all the minced garlic in, I'm going to be adding in some garlic powder. I'm going to be using about a half of a tablespoon worth. I like ours really garlicky, so that's what I'm going to be adding. You could use a teaspoon if you like less. Now I'm going in with about a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And a half teaspoon of black pepper. Now I'm just adding in a pinch or two of some salt into here. You really don't need too much of this, but I like my food a little bit more salty, so that's why I add it.
All right, so now we're just gonna let this sit and stir this up for a little bit and incorporate all the ingredients. Then we're gonna let it sit for about 5 or so minutes before we add our cheese.
All right, so while I got our sauce on a low simmer for 5 minutes, so that way that can get all nice and thick, I'm going to drain our pasta, so that way that is ready.
All right, we are almost done. We're in the home stretch. Our noodles are all done. So now the sauce is ready for me to add in the cheese, and then dinner will be done. So the type of cheese I'm using is a grated Parmesan cheese. This is super simple and it melts up really well inside of the sauce and it tastes so good. So I use about a cup to a cup and a half of this. I just pour it right on top and stir it in and it melts right away. So as you can see, the cheese is like literally melting as I am stirring it, and it is just creating that nice, creamy, rich texture that you want in an Alfredo sauce. All right, guys, that is it. And this is the texture that you want. And look how good this looks. This is so good and so simple. I can't wait to show you what it looks like on top of the noodles. And there you have it, guys. The super simple Olive Garden garlic Alfredo sauce copycat recipe that you can do at home, and it's pretty cheap and it's delicious. If you try this, let me know down in the comments, and let me know if you like these types of videos. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.